workout today. Just listen to your body. If there's any back pain, you can take a break, or hopefully I can kind of cue you through things that might make movements a little more pain-free. So yeah, let's get moving. So we're going to start with the ball between the knees and just start hands on the hips, hinging forward. You can notice if your feet are rolling to your baby toe or your big toe. See if you can get them in the center, and from the side it's just a straight back hinge. Ideally you're keeping your knees straight if you can, and we're leading with the hips going back. See if you can bring your eyes to the floor when you go down so that you keep your neck long, and then eyes forward when you come up. Let's do 5 more of these. I call them the tippy bird. And holding the ball between the thighs will wake up the inner thigh. 2 more. And last one. Then we're going to do a little bend of the knees if that feels good. And then coming upright, really squeeze the ball. Pushing into the center of the foot. You can add an arm raise as you go down. And see how deep it feels good for you today. Let's do 5. And 4. Can you hear me cracking? 3. 2. If you want a challenge, we can stay down. We could do a little hip pulse, making sure the neck is soft. We could do some ball squeezes. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do another pulse. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Another squeeze. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming up, let's pass the ball around. Getting those shoulders warmed up. And then the other way. Try not to tuck your chin too much. And then we could go over the head and behind, helping to open the chest. And let's reverse. Then we're just going to take a nice deep breath in, raise the ball up, and let's go into extension if that feels good, allowing the ribs to open, and then coming forward, round the back, push the ball forward, let your head drop, opening the waist, flaring the ribs, take a big breath in, and then round the back, drop the head. Let's do 4 more of those. Feeling that front open and then the back open. Let your knees bend. And 2 more. See if you can soften the neck at the top, soften the neck at the bottom. And last one. Then we're going to do a little rotation. You can do it standing. I'm going to come down to my knees just for a different position. We're going to try and move from the waist. Keep the hips still. You could try hand behind head if your neck allows. If not, you can just hold the ball in front of you, keep the ball in the center. So I'll start with this option. We're going to rotate from the waist, let your head turn a little further, and see if you can keep those hips still. It's all about the ribs turning under your shirt, and then exploring where your neck can go. I like this ball option in the chest because you can feel if you're moving the ball. I don't want that to happen. I want your ball to stay right in the center. And then the other option is behind the head to help open the chest. Let's look towards that back elbow. And so you feel your abs a little bit more. You're going to think about lengthening right out of the hips as you twist. Sometimes I see people do a back bend here. I'm looking for you to keep that connection on your abs on the front so that you're not flaring the ribs. We're going up and around with the waist rather than up with the ribs. And then you won't feel your low back do a lot of work if you're not back bending. If you're on your knees, we can even do a little hinge. If this doesn't work for you, you could do seated, just reaching the ball up and down, or standing. Let's do 3, 2, and last one. Okay, then there's a nice shoulder stretch. Putting one hand on the ball. I'm going to go on a slight angle. The other hand is just long but not locked in the elbow. As you reach the ball forward, let me come back a little. As you reach the ball forward, your other arm is going to bend and you're really trying to open under the armpit, rolling the ball onto the forearm and then coming up. So my other arm is bending to bring my chest down, the hips stay high. Let's do 2 more of those. And last one. Then we'll go to the other side. Bending the supporting arm, let your neck relax, try not to look forward, and come back up. See if you can really stick your bottom out. 2 more. And last one. Good. Then we can keep the ball under the same hand, but get a little bit more side bend. So I'm going to come face on for this one. You can stay where you are. You're going to start with your fingertips on the ball, roll it, or actually you're going to have to roll it under your hand, but you're going to bring it around to the other side of the hand. Relax your neck, but you're opening that whole side body as you keep your hips still, and then you come back under the armpit. Reach forward, around to the side. Keep sticking your bottom out to the wall behind you, and you get that, like I said, nice rib, side, lower back area. Let's do the other side. We go forward, round to the side, and I'm trying to reach as far as I can to the other side of my hand, and then notice my neck can relax, and come back under the armpit. And again, over to the side. And you can explore what feels really good. Maybe you reach more. Maybe you go back towards the wall behind you. Wherever your body needs. And we're going to bring the ball between the knees. If you can, you're going to tuck your toes under. If you can't, you can just walk your knees really narrow. Do a few squeezes of the ball, if you can tuck your toes under, you're going to squeeze the ball and then float the knees up. Give another squeeze, tap down. Lift, squeeze, tap down. Squeeze, tap down. You're trying to keep your head high rather than letting it drop below the shoulders. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to hold it up there. 5 more squeezes for 4. Belly button's lifting. 3, 2, 1. Hold that squeeze for 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back down. Let's get the ball. Reach it forward with one hand. Other leg reaches. We're going to go out to the side, back to the center. Out to the side. You're using your glutes to keep your leg lifted. 2. Last one. We're going to come into our round back. Reach straight forward. Into our round back. Look at your knees. Then let the neck be long. For 3, 2. Last one. Other side. Hand holds ball. Find your level hip. That hip's going to want to turn up. So I want you to keep the hip of the lifted leg towards the floor. Open, close. Open, close. For 4, 3. Really pushing up through that floor hand. Last one. And then we can go into our nice C-shaped back. Reach forward. If this is too much, you can even just do an arm or a leg. For 3, 2, last one. Then we're going to do another plank. Ball between knees. Another plank. We haven't done one yet. We're going to walk our knees behind our hips, bring our chest forward, and then if you can, you're going to squeeze the glutes to drop the hips. Now you're in one long line from head to knee. Now, we're going to bring our toes under, lift the legs, tap down. Lift the legs, tap down. For 3, 2, last one. If you want to keep your knees down, we could do a push-up, bending the elbows. My cue is try not to let the hips really lift, keep them low, and keep the head super high. So you're just looking forward of your fingers. For 3, 2, last one. Then you can bring the ball out. You can, if you like, pop it on your belly, or just keep it under your hands. The point of putting it in your belly is to make the shape of the ball. If we bring it forward, we could even do a little reach and then scoop the belly, relax the shoulders. For 4, 3, 2, and last one. Now we're going to do some ab work on our back. Let's start with the ball under the hips. So lying on your back, bridge your hips up, and you can pop that ball under your hips. You want to be able to just rock side to side and keep the pelvis, keep the back fairly relaxed so that you feel like you can melt into the ball. Hands down by your side. If it feels more relaxed, you could try palms up. See which option is better for you today in your upper body, where you start more tension. 3, one leg lift, other leg lift. We're going to do our toe taps. When I teach toe taps, I try not to get people to just bend at the knee. This doesn't really feel much at all for the abs. What you're looking for is the thigh bone, the femur, to pull away and keep the same shape behind the knee, so that you're feeling more abdominal work just to stay on the ball. And then notice, can you relax your upper body? You could make it harder, double leg. For 5, and I'm looking for you not to brace in your back. So it's not about how deep you go with the reach. It's about keeping your back relaxed and feeling the work in the tummy and the abs. 2 more. And last one. Then we're going to open the knees to a frog shape, heels together, toes apart, reaching out and bending. So I'm going wide legs. I'll turn to the side so you can see a bit. And then narrow. And I wouldn't reach too low here. You can explore where you feel like you've got challenge in your abs, but again, you're not rigid through your upper body. Let's do 4, 3, 2, last one. Bend the knees. One leg goes out to the side, other leg. If you want more challenge, both legs together, and you could even reach your arms up. But just make sure your shoulder blades are heavy. The lower you reach, the more challenge with your legs. 2 more. And last one. Bring the legs together. Let's do scissors now. So I'm going to give my toes a wiggle, otherwise I point my toes too much. And then one leg split, other leg split. I'm thinking of pulling my legs upwards as I reach from hip to foot, right out. Again, you could lift your arms for more challenge, but think heavy hips into the ball. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knees. Take the ball out. We're going to the upper back for abs. My glasses are fogging up. And it's going to be a little different for everyone, depending on your torso length and shape. So the upper back goes around bra line or bottom of shoulder blade, wherever you feel like you can kind of lift without using too much neck. Let's also interlace our fingers, make a little basket for our head, And then make sure your hands are not on your neck, they're on your head. Your hips, your pubic bone is pointing downwards, so I'm not tucked, looking towards my face with my pubic bone. I'm pushing it down towards my heels so that I create that arch in my back. Now I'm going to keep my hips still, just work from the rib cage to open over the ball, keep the hips still, look at the knees. I find that eye gaze, looking between the knees, is really important at the top, so your neck is in the right position. As I go over, I'm really moving from my ribs to open, and then moving from my ribs to close. Let's do 8, 7, and can you push your head into your hands? 5, 4, you should be feeling the burn. 3, think of putting air in the ball. 2, last one, hold it here, one leg lift to tabletop. Now we're thinking rib to opposite hip to twist, not elbow to knee. That's nothing for your abs, that's just movement of the arm. Can you look at the outside of your lifted leg, not past it, and then you know you're not twisting from your neck too much, and you'll feel the burn a little quicker. She says, other side. Push your hips down, look at the outside of the thigh, think of moving from this opposite rib to the hip. For 4, 3, 2, and last one. Woo. Stretch over the ball. Take some big deep breaths into the waist. Feel your neck relax. You could even do a butterfly leg position, feet together. And while we're here, we're going to take that ball out, do some bridges for our inner thigh. So popping it between the legs, lying down on your back. Make sure your feet have that nice firm grip into the floor. And then just give your shoulders a little wiggle so they're starting relaxed. We're going to keep the feet and knees narrow to squeeze the ball, and then lifting the hips and then lowering. Maybe it's easiest like that to see. So I'm always cueing, pressing into the feet, reaching the knees forward, and then you're less likely to pull or cramp in your hamstrings. Squeezing this ball also helps to feel the whole back of the leg, because you're working your inner thigh. Now we're going to hold it up here. Think of reaching the knees forward, dragging the heels into the bottom, and that brings that shape forward out of the neck. We're going to squeeze the ball for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the arms over the head. Lift the arms to the hips. So I'm keeping my glute connection, my butt cheek squeezing. Keeping that inner thigh squeeze on the ball for 3 and 2. Keep reaching forward as the arms go behind. Last one, we're going to leave our arms behind if that's comfortable. Little hip pulses for 8. Can you squeeze that ball? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, think long neck. Last one, hold it up. Arms come back down by the side. Now we're going to do heels rise, heels lower, heels lift, heels lower for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the hips down. Stretch one leg up towards the ceiling. Maybe push through the heel. And then slide. Okay, we're going to go on to our tummy. Do a little work for our upper back. So I do find in this position, if you can think about tucking your pubic bone into the floor, sometimes that feels good to soften the lower back. If you're feeling lots of lower back, definitely you want to push your pubic bone down. You'll feel your abs engage. We're going to start just pressing the hands into the ball, legs are slightly open, lifting the chest, lowering the chest. So I'm not using my head too much on my neck. I am looking forward as I come up, but it's my rib cage opening and the chest pressing forward. Now we can add to that, you can start with your wrists on the ball, arms long, opening your armpits, and as you draw the ball in, you lift the chest and look forward. I'm not lifting from the chin. You'll feel your glutes and that nice opening at the front of the abs. Let's do 5, 4, 3, I'm really pushing my arms forward as I come down. 2, and then I pull my shoulder blades together as I go up. And last 1. Then we can pass the ball behind our back and in front. And then reverse. Maybe you keep your upper body lifted a little. You maybe float your legs up for more challenge. I'm going to go into a downward or a shell stretch with wide knees, pushing back, and I'm going to press my elbows into the floor and my pinkies, and then I'm going to think of dragging my elbows back here. Deep breaths. And let's do some side work now. So we're going to squeeze the inner thigh. You can bring your head down, squeeze the ball in the inner thigh. When you're laying down, you want your head to be relaxed. If this doesn't work for you with the arm, you can always grab some kind of a head pillow, a cushion, a sweatshirt, put your hand on your top hip, push your hip away so that you create that nice open top side of the waist, and you'll feel a little engagement on the bottom waist too. Let's squeeze the ball for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, letting the neck relax, 2, hold the squeeze for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take the ball out, reach it up to the ceiling. We're going to do a lower of the leg and arm and lift, lower. I'm always reaching that leg to the wall that it's closest to get that nice open waist here. For 4, 3, 2, last 1, then I'm going to lift my leg up, reach it forward with the arm, and then down, up to the ceiling, reach and down. So I'm looking to keep the hips still. You could even press your heel forward. Pelvis stays still, leg and arm working without movement of the spine or the hips. And last 1. Now we're going to hold it out here and do a little bend of the knee down to the knee to knee, toe to toe, knee to knee, toe to toe. Again, I'm not moving my hips. For 5, we're working on that medial and lateral rotation in the thigh, in the hip socket. And last 1, let's do the other side. Starting with the ball between the thighs. Find your bottom shoulder down, so it's right under your top shoulder, it's not up and forward. Find your neck relaxed, squeeze the ball. Excuse me. Excuse me. And the hip stays really long. 5. Can you make the squeeze come from the upper inner thigh, not the knee? For 3, 2, hold the squeeze for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Raise the ball up and the leg. We lower down, we reach, we lift and reach. Notice your back is relaxed. You're squeezing the inner thigh to lower the leg. For 4, 3, 2, and last 1. And then we did up and forward, down and back. Up and forward, push through the heel, and see if you can keep the pelvis still. Notice our neck, maybe it's tightened up. Can we soften it? And 3. I'm pulling the leg back using my glute. 2. And last 1. Good. Arm to ceiling, and then we're doing knee to knee, foot to foot. Knee to knee, foot to foot. 5. Can the ball reach any higher? 4, 3, 2, last 1. Coming up, I'm going to do a little side bend. You can either do this in mermaid or knees stacked. We're going to let the elbow come down, open the top waist, really reach through this top arm, come back up, and again. Last one. Swing the legs around to the other side. Letting the elbow bend, you can come down further. I'm going to try mermaid, and that will give me a little bit deeper stretch. Okay, last one is seated work. So we're going to do our saw. This one I want you to feel in your abs, so it's all about this lift through the waist. Lots of people need to bend their knees here because their hips feel tight when they reach their legs long. We're going to, let's leave the ball out for this one. We're going to start with the palms facing forward. You rotate your chest to the side wall, your back thumb turns down, and then you start rolling down from your head. Think of pushing into the hip that you're leaning away from. Roll back up, look at the side wall, back to the center. Rotate, back thumb down. Look at the knee. I like to think as I'm rolling down, I look at my knee and my hands are roughly the same height and they're pulling apart. I'm trying not to pull my head below my shoulders, so it's all from the waist folding, not the chin tucking. Really lift, twist. Let's do one more each side. Bring our soles of our feet together if that works. You can do a little rock. We could do nice rotation through the hips, windscreen wiper. You can let your chest just go where it feels good. Exploring if that inside knee can come lower. Last one. And then coming up to standing. Let's do a big shoulder roll at the top. And we're all done.